All right, everyone, welcome back to our gaming challenge. Let's do a recap of week 14 before we go into week 15. Uh, kind of mediocre week for us, 11 and 11, minus 2 units. The kind of story of the week was that Jamie had a winning record at 6 and 4 and extended his lead. And so for the season, he has 57 wins. That's first place. I'm in second place with 43 wins, and then Stone's in third place with 31 wins. So with that, I'll pass it over to Jamie as our leader for any opening remarks.
Yeah, nice to get back on the horse. I see my records now in the positive. Just need to get those units turned around. Um, but strangely, out of all my picks, the one with the highest odds of hitting did not hit, and I'm struggling with the TDs just overall. So I need to figure that out.
All right, Stone, not the same year as last year, but anything
Yeah,
to open us up with?
tried to switch it up last week. Didn't work out. Probably gonna go back to what I've been doing. But I feel like I have it. I think I've only had three picks in the category one time this year, and it is really annoying. It seems like I go 1-1 every week in one of the categories. Like I don't. If I can go 2-0 in one category and 0-2, I would take that. But I'm like right around 500 every week, and it's not great.
Well, I think as a group, we have a decent season. Not too many units down. So if we finish strong, we could still get in the positives as a group. Jamie with the 14 win lead, starting to look more and more challenging to cover that up. And then this week, another note of the week is that Jamie's going to have 8 game picks again to really kind of keep expanding his lead. So with that, let's pivot over to the game picks. So uh, week 15, Jamie's going to go first. He has 8 picks, and then Stone, and then myself on the game side. Both Stone and I both have only have 2 picks, so that's that.
All right. Well, to open it up, I'm going to go with KC and the Chargers under at 41.5, and that's at minus 115.
I had this on my list. It
Both.
wasn't. It wasn't. I think it was one of my backups, but I like this a lot.
I don't. Casey's got a good defense, so expect this to be low scoring. I mean, I expect the Chargers to try to run the ball a lot. So
Yeah, both of their offensive lines are super banged up. They're not going to be
Hmm.
able to pass it pretty well. Both really good defenses. It's a divisional game. Like it just feels like an under.
there you go.
All right, I like it. Starting off with under. We don't have a lot of unders on the pod, so.
All right, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm up, right?
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna switch it up and go with an over. With two bad defenses, Miami and Pittsburgh over 42 and a half at minus 105. Pittsburgh's defense has been historically bad all season, especially for a Tomlin team, and Miami's defense is also not that good. So
I mean, Miami just scares me. Like just defensive wise, like they way weirdly look good, and then they weirdly like they just fall apart. So
they are a weird team. But TJ Watt's out, so that makes me feel even better.
yeah,
Out for a while, right? Collapsed
Yeah,
yeah. I
lung
mean,
or
I'm
something.
pretty
That
sure
sounds crazy.
they Tyrod tailored him. They just pushed the needle in too far.
I was
But
gonna say like the last time that happened with Tyrod Taylor,
yep,
they stabbed him in the lung. All
I'm
right.
pretty sure that's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna come to me, and I said on Thursday night to our group chat that if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost, I was going to put in a future for the Carolina Panthers to make the playoffs and win the division. I was at plus 115 when I put it in. And in order for them to do that and make next week a win in your end game, they are going to have to beat the Saints in New Orleans this week. And I'm going to take that and lay the 2.5. And, we had that future on to Tarek McMillan. We had, oh my goodness, the cat blocks to check me up. But yeah, they've been beating some pretty good teams. They have out between Tampa Bay and them, they have the hardest one to kind of finish the season. They have to beat Seattle. But that's going to be on the East Coast, and if they win this one, then they make next week a if you win, you're in, and I'm going to ride Carolina to the playoffs.
I think if they beat Tampa Bay one more time and they win
Hmm.
this game, I think they're almost like guaranteed.
Yeah, they'll have the tiebreaker. So if they don't win, and that's the other thing, there's six different groupings of teams between last week and this week that played twice before the end of the season. There's only 4 weeks left. That's in Carolina and Tampa Bay are one of them. So they're going to play next week. They're going to play the end of the season, and if they win this one and they only have to win one of the next two and they'll have the tiebreaker, they'll be in.
They'll
So
be in, yeah.
that
So
plus 115 odds felt pretty safe future on that. So um, we got to get through this one first, and for the pod, we'll lay the 120.
You got to ride. Yep, got to ride it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a rider. So I mean,
Vibes,
I'm gonna
vibes
go.
only.
Yeah, vibes only. I'm going right back to the unders again.
Oh,
There's just a lot of defensive games I feel like this week. And so I'm like Green Bay and Denver under 42.5 points. That's at minus 110. Um, again, two good defenses against, Denver's offense hasn't been good. Green Bay's been up and down. Jordan Love. I do want to take the time, and maybe I should bring this up in the player props, but it is Toyotathon.
hmm.
And during Toyotathon, Jordan Love does ball out. That doesn't mean this could be a high scoring game, but I just want to throw that out there
I
while
think
we're
it, I
while we're
think
talking about
just
this game.
historically, Matt LaFleur has been really good in like December. It seems like,
Hmm.
um, and I don't know if it's all Jordan Love, but the team seems to
Is
get better
Jordan
later in the season.
is Jordan Love sponsored by
He
Toyota? I
is,
just
yeah.
want to
Yeah,
double check on. Okay, I just
he's
want to
their
double
he's
check
their
on that.
spokesperson.
That's why.
Yes.
Okay.
That's when it originally came up. I
Yeah.
think like 2 years
Okay.
ago.
Because I was wondering like who made the correlation, and then I realized like okay, he's probably sponsored. That's how everybody knew.
Yeah, it's probably
Yep.
just a sponsorship ploy that started as a meme, but it's actually just a
Hmm.
sponsorship like long term.
All right, I like that one.
All right, I'm gonna go with Buffalo minus 1.5 and minus 108 against the Patriots. It's in New England, but I still Vegas likes Buffalo, and I like Buffalo as well. Even though they're the road team, I think New England's had a great season, but I still think Buffalo and Josh Allen are probably the better favorites to reach the AFC Championship and eventually the Super Bowl this season. So I think they're gonna show that against New England.
Okay, this was not to segue it and take it over, but this was my next pick. This is a snipe. I told you we were doing vibes today, and go back to the vibes. I put in another future this week. We've been winning on the NBA, so there's some futures in. I have Buffalo to make it to the Super Bowl plus 375, for them to
Yeah.
win the Super Bowl plus 850, because it seemed like after last week, there's not going to be a Lamar, there's not going to be a Patrick. Um,
Yeah,
I think
the
there's
one
someone
thing that
else.
Josh
Joe
Allen
Burrow's
couldn't
not
seem
going
to
to be
beat
there.
was Patrick Mahomes, and he probably won't be there. So
Yeah. He seems to be like the most proven quarterback that's got a high percentage of making it to the playoffs on that side. And so I'm going to ride Buffalo. That was my next pick. So I'm in a bad place right now. Let me.
I mean, you
I
only
only had
had
two
two
picks.
picks.
I know. I have one backup. I didn't think. Thought maybe I'd be able to get those out there. Talk about my futures. I'm gonna take Baltimore, Cincinnati over 51.5. Uh, both defenses have not played great this year. We've been fading them here and there pretty much all season on the pod. Baltimore's in a must-win, and then Cincy, you know, they have Joe Burrow back. They've been putting up some points. So, 51.5 seems low, even though it's going to be cold. It's going to be outside. We'll take it, and you know, Cincy and Buffalo went way over last week, so 51.5 seems in the reason of possibility for that game.
This was on my backup list as well.
Nice. All right. Stone and I are thinking the same. We both have losing records. Bad sign. All right. All right,
Jamie's gonna do
Jamie.
eight.
Yeah.
Jamie's gonna do eight
So,
unders and go 8 now.
So
6 in a row. Here we go.
Not quite that, but I do want to just harp on this Buffalo pick because I cannot believe this. They barely beat a 4-9 Bengals team
Hmm.
at home. That this 9-4 is a mirage. I don't like it. I don't like that Super Bowl pick. I cannot believe that. He is the most experienced, but I do not like the team at all.
They
They
seem
hate- they
fraudulent.
just
They've
announced
seemed
the-
fraudulent all year, but
Whenever
Seems
they
like
can't
every year
run the
they're
ball,
fraudulent.
whenever they can't run the ball, they can't win. Okay, you know who's good against the run? The New England Patriots. I'm taking New England's money line
Oh,
at plus
okay.
100.
whoa.
There you go. Josh
Actually
Allen,
had this
Josh
one.
Allen and his wife just announced they were having a baby, though.
The
Yes, they
baby,
did.
yeah,
The baby
put
bump.
some.
It's not just wife. This is the super. What's her? I don't even remember her name. Is she like famous?
Yeah,
as shit?
Haley Steinfeld.
She's an
Yeah.
actress.
Okay. Yeah, she's singer actress. She's in. Anyway, that's all. Big deal.
I mean, I'll take the vibes on the other side. Stephon Diggs tore them up for 146 yards last time. He's back. It's at home. You know, I have great feelings about that. Jacksonville minus 13.5. I'm going to lay the points here at minus 118. I mean, they've been flat out balling. And I don't see this game being even remotely close.
Jacksonville has probably
Um,
never had a spread this big in their whole history as a
Yes.
franchise.
Mhm.
And
I
to
cannot
that
see
end,
having
I
such
will
a
also like parlay this with their team over, which is 27.5 at minus 112. Just because I'm all over them. Like I said, I like to ride the hot hand. They're playing the Jets. The Jets have been terrible. The Jets are on their third, fourth QB. I don't even know what this guy's name was, but should give Jacksonville a ton of opportunities. And like I said, they're hot. Now my next under
For
Arizona
the
and
audience, they are
Houston.
playing the Jets.
Right.
That's
Yes, the
why
Jets.
this is crazy.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that. I think the Jets only scored 10 points last week,
Maybe less.
and the Jags have been putting up like 35 points a couple times in the last
Mhm.
few weeks. So, I mean, they put 36 last week versus the Colts. So, I feel good about that pick. So Arizona and Houston under 42.5. That's at minus 115. Houston has literally the best defense in the NFL. Arizona shockingly has a good defense. I just think this is going to be a low scoring, drag it out game. I mean, we have a backup quarterback for Arizona, even though he can sling it. But Arizona didn't really have much of a run game. I just feel like Houston can play to that advantage.
Best defense in the league,
Um,
probably.
yeah by a lot.
I'll
Well,
take
maybe not. But
yeah. I'll take Seattle's over as a team. That's at 26.5 at minus 118. They've been tearing it up lately. And I also feel like they're playing the Colts and they're bringing out the body of, Philip Rivers to play. And I don't see how you know, Seattle doesn't have like 10, 12 offensive possessions to score.
Probably a lot of sacks
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah, I very interested in that game, watching it and seeing if he can just come
he's
off the
gonna get
couch.
sacked one time and he's be like, "What have I done? Like, what am I doing?"
Yeah. And for my last pick, I will do the Rams in Detroit over. I'll finally do an over,
All
and
right.
that's at 54.5. At minus 120.
Highest total in the week, but should be maybe the best game of the week.
Yeah, I think both these teams scored 40 plus last week, so they're primed. The offenses are ready. Detroit's defense isn't that great, but I think, was it 27 to 27, 27 to 28? It could be done.
It can be done. All right. That's going to close us out on the game side. So Jamie has a serious chance to just leave us in the dust. We're hoping for an 0-8, and he's hoping for an 8-0, but that's where we're at.
Even though
Well,
even if he goes 0-8, he has 7 picks next week, and
yeah, it's just tough.
yeah,
It's a
we have to get more. We
pyramid picks
basically
here.
have to get more picks,
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's got
and
to
it's
start fading
very
them.
late in the season. Like,
It kind of happens quick too. It's like all of a sudden Jamie has 11 picks and everyone else has 5, and he's winning by 12. It's like, okay, what the hell's going on? All right, so we'll go to the player props. Jamie's gonna have 3, and then Stone's gonna go second. He's gonna have 2, and then I'm gonna go last with 3. So Jamie, you're up first.
I looked at this line and couldn't believe it based on that performance I said last time where Diggs had 140 yards. His line's at 52 and a half. So over 52 and a half receiving yards at minus 110.
he's been a little quiet recently, but I think he should.
I mean, he has like 4 games above 100. He's very much a very quiet, and then he has a monster game, very quiet, and he has a monster game. But this is one of those monster games, I feel like.
All right,
All
I'm
right.
gonna go with a guy who's had 2 drop touchdowns over the past 2 weeks. It seems like, but the Bengals are the worst, historically bad tight end defense. So I'm gonna take Likely's line at 38.5 and minus 110. The Bengals give up so many points to the tight end, it's unbelievable. And I think even though he's been dropping touchdowns, it seems like he's still getting like yards and doing well. So
Hmm. He's getting some good targets. You hear the announcers are like, "Where's Andrews?" And then likely has like 5 receptions, and thought that was a touchdown last week. I also want to say I picked a segue because Stone made me think of it. When I was debating last week and took too long to make the pick, I went with my heart, which was the Commanders, and they got absolutely boat raced 31-0. My backup pick that I
Yeah.
loved was Pittsburgh plus 5.5. They won outright, and it was very painful at 1 o'clock sitting there eating wings with my friends, watching the flip. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna go right into the pick here. I would never miss this opportunity for $1 million. Philip Rivers come back. They just announced he's starting. We're doing the podcast late Saturday night. If you don't have Philip Rivers on your ticket on Sunday, you
no,
have
I
no
hope it's the
pulse.
under. I hope
So
really hope
I'm
it's
gonna
the
do
under.
Rivers
Oh,
1+ passing touchdown. That's at
oh,
minus 106. He's been running this offense with his high school team. He's been practicing. He's gonna get out there. He's not gonna look great, but he's gonna get. I'm gonna predict Tyler Warren a receiving touchdown minus 106. If there are guys, so the gambling thing's a new thing. I was thinking about this week, and there are guys I wish I would have been betting on for years, like Adrian Peterson. Think back when you were playing fantasy, you know, and it's like one of those guys is going to come out of retirement at 44. He's not going to be on your ticket. Put him on your ticket.
I would. He'll be on my ticket, but I'll be going for the unders.
Okay.
yeah, and
I
not
don't.
not this way. So I frequently, for my friend group, I've put out this hypothetical before, and I just want to bring this up because Philip Rivers is going to help prove it a little bit. Is could you, given enough pass attempts, get 50 yards in an NFL game? And Philip Rivers, not, he was a former NFL quarterback, so it's a lot different than me coming off the couch. But 5 years, he's running the Colts offense with his high school. He's playing high school, man. It's the 5 years of high school ball versus
Hall of
5 years out
Famer.
of the NFL.
Put
That's
some
great.
respect on his name. Hall of Famer.
He's
Hey,
gonna
what
get.
happened with
He's gonna
Michael
get
Jordan?
sacked one time, and he's gonna be like, "What am I doing here?
Hey,
What
if he
am I
gets knocked
doing?"
out of the game, put Riley Leonard rushing touchdown on your ticket.
I hate
Oh,
that
I'm
too.
getting a.
So I don't want to compare him to Michael Jordan, but what happened when Michael Jordan came back to the Wizards? He was ass, okay? And that's the greatest of all time. And you think the dude that's like I don't know, the
He was already
28th best
washed. He was
quarterback?
already washed when he
Yeah.
left. He was already
So,
getting
yes.
destroyed when he left, man. I don't know. And now 5
Anyways,
years
All
okay.
right.
later, he's gonna come back and do something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, enough on that pick. So I'm a hedging my little New England pick here,
Whoa.
and I'm gonna take Allen, his over, passing yards 226.5, and that's at -113. Like I said, New England's good against the run. If they are going to win this game, Allen's gonna have to pass it. The last couple weeks he's been turning it on. I think it's only against Pittsburgh where he has under 250 these last 4 or 5 weeks. So got some room to play with there.
Yeah, and I think that's the time I took him, and he didn't hit it. By
Yeah.
the way, I'm gonna go with the passing line too. I'm gonna stack likely with Jackson. His line's at 232.5 at -111. Bengals defense horrible. I think Jackson has turns it around. They have to win the game. I like the over. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
All right. I'd like to see that, but he's been so bad. I can't even watch him. There's so many bad plays since. All right, I got two in a row here. First one I'm going to do is a team in desperation mode that I'm still going to try to bury and take the 6 points for the Chargers. But
Wait, real quick, play that. But I have 3 picks, so you don't get 2 in a row, bud.
oh, thank goodness you said something. I would have jacked it up. Okay, I'm doing Patrick Mahomes over 22.5 rushing, and that's at -114. Offensive line's banged up in the playoffs and must-have it games. He has no problem scooting. He had a bunch of yards. He's almost their leading rusher, so I think he's averaging 32. This is 22.5. I love this pick.
That's a good pick.
All right,
I
almost messed
like
up
that pick.
the Jamie.
No, you're fine because I doubt we have the same pick. Really doubt we have the same pick here because I have a feeling you're going with like some 8 yard line down there. I don't know. I'm picking Sam Darnold's over on his passing yard. It's 229.5 at -112. Again, we're talking about these Colts. He's going to have a lot of opportunities, and they are without. Not only are the Colts down the quarterback, they're down their top 2 cornerbacks, Sauce Gardner, and I forget who the other one is, but should be a lot of space for Jackson Njigba and some of the AJ Barner, some of the wide receiver weapons to move about.
All right, I like it. Jamie made me think of something on that last one. I just want to check something real quick, then I'll get my pick in.
You're not gonna take the Darnell
And
Washington line, are you?
no, that was working out good. He would have hit it if he didn't get injured. I got the cash back on that, but it doesn't help me for the pod. No, there's one line that I love. I pretty much do it every single week. It almost hit last week, so I'll mention it, but I can't put it because it's a Monday night game. And uh, Aaron Rodgers' rushing yard is always +0.5, and I put it every game. And last week he had it, and I thought I had it, and then he kneeled it 3 times and got the negatives, and then I lost it, and that was pretty embarrassing. I was going to pick it for the pod. Don't have it. Instead, I'm going to do Chase Brown, and that is going to be his receiving line, which is 20.5 receiving at -116. Joe Burrow's back. He is averaging 23, so just below what they're at. If everything plays out the way Vegas thinks it does, they're going to have to be passing it towards the end. He's versatile. I think he gets it. We hit a couple of those earlier in the season with Chase Brown. So receiving. All right.
I like it.
Yeah, I was desperately trying to get that .5 rushing yards for the group, but Jamie even prefaced it with the it's gonna be some weird shit.
Yep. It's gonna be something weird.
Okay, so we'll go over to the touchdown parlay. Um, I lost last week. I had Monungai 5-week touchdown streak over. Jamie, you had James Cook.
Yeah, I mean, James Cook
Okay.
at -200, and he could
Yep.
not get it done.
I feel like he fumbled at the goal line, and then we
He
had the
did.
early
Yeah,
Chase
that's
Brown.
brutal.
So it's going to be Stone with 3 in a row. He'll go first. I'll go second, and then we'll go Jamie third because he's on a 4-game losing streak. We can't let him have it for that.
All right, Connor talked about it. They're in a must-win game. I think they're gonna end up winning the division and go to the playoffs. But Rico Dowdle at plus 140.
No fucking way.
Is that what you had? Is that what you had?
Fucking had.
Oh my
It seems
goodness.
like I always snipe Connor in the
It's
touchdowns.
crazy.
Somehow.
Because I've been picking first on this for the last couple weeks, and I really thought I had that. I hate
I've
doing this
sniped you
because
several
it's
times this year on
yeah. I
touchdowns.
hate doing this because but we're gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to pass it to Jamie so I can get a chance to breathe. There's no way I thought someone was gonna pick that. Um,
Great minds
yeah,
think
go
alike.
ahead, Jamie.
That's fine. I will take a guy that scored touchdowns in 3 straight weeks. So I'm really hoping he can keep it up for a fourth one. Jacoby Myers at plus 160.
Connor already proved that's a bad idea with the Nun guy.
Yeah,
But that was 5 weeks, so maybe.
I like it.
Ford's different.
Okay, so I originally when I first looked it up, uh, I had the game already up. I had McMillan plus 155. I'm not doing that because last week I realized late we had two guys in the same game. I couldn't do round robin with it, so I just lost. I just lost because one of them didn't hit. So I'm gonna pick someone from a totally different game, and I'm gonna pick Chris Rodriguez Jr. for the
Oh,
Commanders, and that's at 140. He is the if we're gonna score, he's the one that's gonna push it in on a rushing, and that's gonna put our touchdown parlay to basically plus 1400, 1398. We need to hit one of these by the end of the season because we are now 5 units behind. We've only hit one. We hit four last year, and this year we only hit one. So we're a little bit behind the eight ball here. All right. I probably talked too much. Does anyone have any closing remarks?
Nope.
I'm dragging down the TD parlay, so it's really me that needs to turn it around. I mean, you didn't help last week,
Yeah,
Connor, but
scroll over
we've
and
had
show the records real quick.
Yeah. So we're sitting at 54%. Stone 9-5. Jamie 6-8, and then I'm 8-6. So
I mean, at least I'm leading
Stone is
something
leading
on
it.
this podcast.
Yep. Until this week, I'm gonna get the lead back. Well, actually, we're all gonna hit this week. We're gonna
Yeah,
hit a big one. It's gonna
we're
be
hitting the
real
parlay.
fun. Everyone's gonna have a good time.
exactly.
But
For
all right,
our listeners, we're all going to win every single bet you place. Okay.
100%, 100%. So with that, we'll close out week 14, heading into week 15. We will be last 5 weeks starting next week. It's crazy how fast it seems to happen. You get busy, and then all of a sudden it's Christmas, and there's only 5 weeks of football left, no college. So thanks for joining us. We'll see everyone next week.